tagged you in it. Ready to
Boom, I'll
go.
share it. Oh, that's wavy.
What I'm saying, man, it's nice and chill.
Yeah. All right, what are we talking about today?
I have no idea, man. I love just getting on these things and just kind of winging it. Like,
Yeah, some chatting some shit, you know.
yeah, real shit. Like, don't plan anything. We just kind of just go with it. And
Okay.
that's where kind of like all the best content comes out of, man, is just kind of let people engage, ask questions, whatever, you
Yeah.
know. But no, man, how was your new year? We'll start off with that.
How was my new year? Are you talking about the New Year's Eve?
Yes, like, did you go out and do
Yeah.
anything, or did you just work? Like, did you
Well,
celebrate victories from last year?
yeah, no, that's a great question. Well, I mean, I was originally gonna go back down south, so now I'm in London. My parents live in this place called Brighton,
Hmm.
at the south coast of the UK. You know, it's like seaside and shit, bunch of old people. And I went down there for Christmas. I came back up to London and I went back down again because this is the thing, I'm sure you realize it as well. And I'm never going to book work during New Year's ever again in my life. Never. Because I just broke this fucking candle holder.
Not
I
good, man.
was like just going back and forth, hectic. I didn't want to work. I was with friends, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Cut a long story short, I came back up to London. I watched The Wolf of Wall Street, and I got a Deliveroo.
Awesome, man. Well,
Yeah.
that sounds pretty eventful. Actually, I did nothing. I actually just relaxed. I
Okay.
went so hard like towards the end of the year, and of course my birthday is like on Christmas, so I just fucking
Oh
just kind of
yeah.
I just kind of laid back and chilled a little bit, you know. Took a couple days off, spent some time with the fam, and
Yeah.
went and saw my wife's family, and then was just, you know, gearing up, ready for the new year, which is what I'm really excited to talk about. Is just, you know, New Year stuff. What are we doing this
Yeah.
year? Where's the producer community going
Oh.
in this year? You know.
Yeah, bro. I mean, where the fuck is it going? I don't know, bro. I feel like the thing is I've only been in it for 2 years, right? So I haven't seen the wider perspective of things and how it's changed. I've
Yeah.
only heard about it. Um, I remember DJ Payne talking about this and just giving me some insight on it. The only thing that I know at the moment, with my little amount of experience with the community itself and, you know, the sort of economic cycle, I don't even know, bro. Like, I don't even know if there's more money now than there was 2 years ago in it. There might be, there might not be. There's no fucking statistics on it. It's not like the government went out and did a fucking, you know, beat fucking survey. But I feel like in 2019, man, there's just going to be more money in it. There's going to be obviously more people coming into it than there are leaving. But this is the thing. I know that the one thing that's going to stay the same is the fucking attitudes that people have. That's the only
Yeah,
thing that I know.
I totally agree with you on that one, and I really feel like, you know, the producer community, the music community in general, is unpredictable. Like, it's kind of hard to predict, and I've seen it, you know, over the years. Like, you know, I've been making beats since 2009, the SoundClick heydays, when everybody was on
Yeah.
SoundClick and stuff like that, and even talking to some of those dudes that were making so much money back then, and seeing how some of them did adapt well and are still doing, you know, making good money off of it and doing good things.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of them that's had this hard time, like, adapting to, you know, the new age, like what's going on today and stuff
Why?
like that. And see, that's what I don't understand. Like, I mean, I'm kind of hard-headed myself. You know, no one wants to like change up something. When something's worked for so long, I feel like it's kind of hard to, you know, want to change your attitude and switch things up. And you know, I've always been that way too. You know, never fix something that's not broke. You know.
Yeah.
But then again, like, I think they waited too long to switch to that, and it you know, they just kind of either fell off, or, you know, not necessarily fell off, but just not doing as well as they were back, you know, when they
Yeah.
first started out.
And am I correct in saying that's because SoundClick just had a huge amount of traffic going to it? It was easy
it
to
did.
sell beats.
It was, and you know, I still see people like today that are going back to SoundClick and that are using, you know, SoundClick ads and stuff, and are still making good money off of it. you know. But yeah, I think it was you know, the beat store just kind of, you know, took over the game a little bit, and if you didn't really hop on that train, then I don't know, I just feel like you got kind of left behind on the whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind. I mean, I remember speaking to Alex about this probably a year ago or so, and I asked him the question: do you feel like what the fuck do you call that shit? Subscription services for beats.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like that would take over? And I think that's like a new sort of wave that we're going into probably. You know, I don't really fucking like it, because there's going to be people that are starting out selling, you know, you can get 10 beats for $5 a month, right? But of course, if you have 100 people, that's 500, etc., and so on and so forth. I feel like that's a new sort of feature of the community that will definitely, in the next 5 years, change the landscape of things and how you run your business. It's like Splice and the fucking SoundKit community. I got like 2 questions within the past week on either how to promote your sound kits or how to sell more sound kits, right? They both go into the same thing of how do I make money off of my sounds. And I was basically saying to the guys, look, you're competing against Splice. I can go and spend $10 a month right now and get an unlimited well, not unlimited, but, you know, in a fucking
enough where you could just fucking just work your ass off. Like,
yeah, bro, why would I spend $10 on getting 1 drum kit when I can get access to 20? So it's the same thing. It's like you're beating new business models which are, in the consumer's eyes, way better.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I definitely agree, man. And you know, I was the same way. Like, I would go out and buy a drum kit mainly to show support to people, you know, especially my favorite producers, you know, producers that have a good sound. And I feel like that's why people still buy from those certain producers, is because they enjoy their beats. They see that they're doing things with their beats. And, you know, it's like, well, maybe if I buy his drum kit, I'll make beats like him, or, you know, I'll sound like him or have good quality like him. And when I found Splice, man, I was like, oh shit, this is a game changer. Like, I can go on here all day and just get drum samples for days, or melodies, or even like VST subscription. I feel like we should have like a Splice banner up right now. I feel like we're just giving them free promotion right now. Like, yeah, give us some money. What's going on, everybody, for just joining? We're just kind of sitting around talking about producer stuff. Nothing planned out. We're just kind of winging this shit. So if anybody's got any questions or want us to, you know, touch on anything, feel free to ask some questions.
Good. Yeah, I'll ask some fucking questions. We
yes,
got
please do.
Tony, Gioni, Jamel.
Shout out to everybody that's joining. I see some rappers in here too.
Yeah. Boom. All right. So what was Mikey B doing in 2019?
Man, Mikey B 2019, focusing more on just getting out into the community more, you know. Yeah. I've always been helping out the community, but I really want to, you know, focus more on, you know, providing stuff for producers and stuff. It's been a while. I know a lot of people and a lot of producers, they've always been like, hey, you know, you shouldn't worry about producers. Don't focus on producers. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, there's been so many producers over the years that have supported me, and have like, you know, I've even had producers that have been like, hey, go shop with my boy Mikey B, you know, help me get beat sales and stuff like that. So why not give back to him? So I'm sure everybody that's watching, I'm probably sure you've seen, you know, we've started the YG Sounds page, you know, where we're just kind of doing loops and stuff like that. Of course, this podcast, you know, where we don't know if we want to kind of like, we were talking about just kind of doing music in general, you know, community stuff, hip hop community stuff. But I think we are more leaning towards like the producer side of things when it comes to these type of like podcasts and stuff like that. But honestly, man, it's just the same goal as every year, you know, which is making good music, meeting awesome people, and, you know, of course, continue building the brand. It's a never-ending battle, you know. That's another good topic too. Me and Alex were talking about not too long ago. It's like, when do you feel comfortable enough to know that your brand is safe, you know, and you should stop building it? I think it's a never-ending process. I think you
should never stop building it, bro.
Exactly.
I remember hearing on it was one of Patrick Bet David's videos, and he said, I'm not sure how true it is, but it makes logical sense that it takes 10 years for a brand to build up so much credibility that things like media reports, complaints, bad reviews, stop affecting a brand so much. So, relevant topic in this community. We all know what happened a month ago when I teamed up with Dan. Without getting too much into it, because I have a brand that has only been around really for a year, it, it, me going into that type of stuff, I have to be careful with. And bridging onto the point that you were saying of when should you stop building a brand? I mean, I think I just build that up for anyone that's listening, bro. Like 10 years is apparently the fucking the benchmark on when your brand has seen some significant sort of image or credibility with it. I don't think you should ever stop building a brand. You need to keep
me either, man. I really feel that it's a never ending thing with a brand. There's always going to be new people, whether it be people that are just starting out in music or people that have just switched over from they maybe listen to rock their whole life and they're finally coming into rap, or vice versa. There's always going to be more people that are coming in and that you need to captivate those people's attention. Yeah, and it's a never-ending process. Till the day I die, I probably will be, branding myself somehow. Yeah. So let's see. We got some questions here. IG versus Facebook. My personal opinion, I love Instagram. I get, it depends. I strategize my content based on the platform, but IG is been a game changer since the beginning of last year. I know IG's really picked up a lot. Before that it was Facebook and like Twitter and stuff, but definitely IG. I love IG a lot. And
I agree with that.
Yeah, I love IG a lot. Everything about it.
Facebook and Instagram are different as well. Facebook, I feel like I'm going back to my mum's house, right? So it's like a nice, warm community. There might be an argument going on, but it's like opening the door and there's like a warm blanket that's been put on you, right? And the content that you put out is always being watched by people. Instagram is a bit more of a fucking war zone where like you have to be in the fucking battlefield, just getting attention. I think I completely agree with what you're saying. I mean, like, I don't know about you, but 95% of my business comes from Instagram.
Yeah, like, it really depends. Like I said, on my content that I'm posting. I mean, I do get good business from Facebook, but I feel like a lot of my long-term clients are on Facebook. Like a lot of the people that have been, fucking with me for years and years have come from Facebook, and it's kind of my close-knit community. Versus like you were saying in IG, it's like being thrown out in the open world a little bit. Like, yeah, it's not very close there. I'm constantly meeting people every day, and it's a constant battle all the time on IG.
Yeah. It is. I mean, in the relative, and this is a good thing, because the beat producing community, right? I mean, I don't know. I actually asked Gummy this. I was like, how much money do you think is floating around the economy? And he said, I can agree with him, like in total with sound, well, maybe excluding sound kits, but if you're talking about BeatStars and Airbit and whatnot, probably around 16 million. So in comparison to something like real estate, the fast food industry, where you're billions of dollars, for you to dominate the space in this community, all you have to do is really, just become another superstar. Oh, right. You got 100K on Instagram. You got 60,000 people on your Facebook. Like with the marketing resources that are available to producers and artists nowadays, like with the direct community that we're in at the moment, Instagram can become your new Facebook. Yeah. Right. It can become a warm community if you get your name known enough. Mm-hmm. And I think, everyone should be setting the target of just fucking blowing up. I literally just got off a call. Shout out to Aaron Hertz, engineer based in Florida. And, he's got a studio. That's where his money comes from at the moment. And he's just trying to blow it up, man. Like, why shouldn't you want to, become one of the biggest ones out there? You can make money and everything. If you're a lot smaller, you can make money up here as well. But it's ultimately about what you're trying to provide to the community that I feel like is important. whether it be through the videos that you post, the podcast. Like the more people that you get knowing your name, right, the more fucking clout tokens that you have in your clout bank account, right, you start to fulfill more people's needs, and that allows your business to grow.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. And another question, and I love this one, is how do you deal with beat block? And honestly, I feel like everybody's a little different, but personally, I deal with beat block, by just trying to step out of the box, doing something totally different. Really challenging yourself. If you make trap music, try making R&B music. If you make R&B music, try making some hip hop boom bap shit. And I also do a lot of rock stuff too. So I know when I get beat block, I like to pull the guitar out and try to write me a good old classic rock song or some blues stuff. But definitely stepping out of the box is like some of the best ways to deal with beat block, or just walking away for a day. Doing something else, whether it be, making new sounds, experimenting with new sounds, or, collabing with other people or something like that. Definitely just kind of walking away is a good one. A lot of people feel like they got to work 24/7, like, and trust me, I do. I work a lot, but there are times where I take days off, or I'll work half days and just kind of let my mind, relax a little bit. I'm a firm believer. Or get Splice. Yes. another free advertisement for splice.com.
Yeah, man. Or I mean, and this is the other thing, like I don't know. I mean, this is the thing. So I have people uploading beats to my website at the moment. So this whole DSB Circle thing. So I don't have to worry about as much if I'm not uploading beats. There's always the question as well. I get this quite a lot. I'm sure you do as well, is how consistent should you be with your beat uploads? Now, ideally, like, you want to keep your business as refreshed as possible. Like, you just want to keep on watering it and keep on watering it. There have been periods in, the past year in 2018 where I would leave the beat catalog dry for like 2 weeks. And I didn't realize how I'd lose business from that, because, an artist, when they're looking for beats, they're not looking to wait 2 weeks. Yeah. They're just going to go to another producer. So, you can technically just go and lose some fucking market share by just not uploading anything. And with that being said, when I was building up, probably 6 months ago, 9 months ago, what it's built to now, you can always do something else that makes you feel productive. And of course, you don't just want to feel productive, you want to be productive. You don't want a calendar full of stuff that is just pointing you in a different direction. You want to be doing something that is actually getting you to where you want to be. So there's nothing stopping you from going and creating new content for Instagram. There's nothing stopping you going and creating something like a fucking podcast. Even if 0 people will listen to it, at least that's a new piece of content that you can add to your catalog of what you've produced, right, for your business. Right. Everything from, go and give people some, some fucking free beats. I don't know, there's always something to do. But then I understand at the same time, when you have beat blocked, you can kind of feel paranoid that you're not giving people what they want. It's a bit of a predicament that you can get into, but that as long as you know that you're doing something that's contributing to your growth on a huge level, then, beat block, as Mikey says, just switch it up. Go and do something different, but also just make sure that you're keeping active on the business side of things.
How do you deal with content block? Have you ever had that?
Yeah, bro, I had it this morning, man.
Did you?
Yeah. So and this is the thing. I just go and fucking make it anyway. I don't give a fuck if it's shit. I literally just upload it. So like you and Alex and myself have the attitude to just do content without worrying about a plan. It's the same thing for when you go and create content. So I made a couple videos this morning, one of which was shit and I just deleted. The other 2 were kind of whack and I just continued to make them, because I know that if I'm not posting something because I don't feel like I've perfected it enough, then that's going to manifest into the rest of my business. So I just keep on pushing stuff out regardless of what, this morning I did a live stream when everyone in America was asleep.
I've noticed that. I've wanted to talk to you about that, actually. Yeah. Because I'm a firm believer of like time of day when to post things, and you know, you being over in London and stuff, of course, like I'm one of those people when I wake up, like that's when I'm like my most productive, and I, you know, I like to get shit done and, you know, everything else. I'm not like, I don't go through the whole day and work on shit and then get tired in the, you know, or when I wake up and I work all day, you know, I kind of get drained by the, you know, evening time. It's like, I don't want to be, you know, face to face stuff like that. But I've noticed, you know, I've seen some of your streams where you're posting and it would be like 3 o'clock Eastern time in the morning, or, you know, 4 o'clock Eastern time. And, you know, but then again, like I'm also a firm believer of like, you know, you have a solid brand and you have a solid audience, and no matter what time you post, no matter, you know, when or where you post it, people are going to search out for you. And that's, you know, the base, you know, that's the importance of building a good solid brand and having, you know, a good solid brand, you know, because regardless when you do it, how you do it, motherfuckers are still going to come out there and find you. It doesn't matter if you know. I'm pretty sure you have people in America that wake up at 4 a.m. just to watch you, you know?
Bro, I literally, someone on my live stream this morning, he was in Chicago, it was at 4 a.m. and it was 10 over here. I think they're on Central Time. And he just joined and he was showing love, right? And like my brand really changed around November for a couple reasons. The first reason being, oh, fuck me, someone's calling me. The first reason being that I started to do retargeting adverts specifically to people that already knew who I was, right? Mm-hmm. So I got back from a Grant Cardone conference. The guy got me. I spent $6,000 while I was at the conference, right? Just bagged out on Cardone U, on the plane tickets, Miami, all of that stuff. And I was just inspired, right? So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go and spend some more money, right? And I started doing retargeting adverts. And people, I was getting messages. They were like, bro, I see you're doing stuff. I see you're blowing up a little bit. And I was like, oh, I haven't really. You're just seeing me more.
Yeah, you're just putting yourself out there more.
Exactly. Yeah. And fuck off, stop calling me. I just started doing retargeting adverts, literally just photos of me with like a little like tweet on them. And that's one way that I built my brand up. Another thing, collaboration. So this is a collaboration. You get your name out there. As soon as I started paying people like Kato or DJ Payne or Gummy to come on to my podcast and they repost it, that's an elevation of your brand. And that's how I achieved just a significant amount of love 24/7 from people wherever they are in the world, you know, from India all the way to fucking Thailand to UK. Shout out to Africa, bro. You guys have got some great fucking attitudes.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, man. You know,
and a lot of rappers at that. I feel like I get more people from Africa hitting me up about beats on a daily basis than I do Americans.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. You just got to be fucking consistent.
That is one thing that you know, I really wanted to take advantage of this year was more collaborations. I've always been kind of you know, I did the band thing for years where, you know, I was, you know, playing with 5 dudes every night and having to share creative processes. And when that band ended, you know, and I finally was in the studio doing my own thing, I got a little selfish with the creation process, you know. Not saying that I don't collab with people. I do collab with people, but at the end of the day, like, I guess you can call me a creative hog. Like, you know, I don't like to share my creative process, you know, or have input. But this year, that's one thing I really wanted to do was really, you know, go hard on that. What's going on, everybody that's just joining? I see y'all. Wayne Grimes, appreciate that, man.
Who have we got in here?
Oh man, we got Internet Money's finest in here. That's another, you know, group that I really, I fuck with a lot and has really kind of put the whole internet, you know, the whole internet producing game on the map, you know. And
bro, Internet Money blows me away, right? I get kind of jealous sometimes, right? Because all I have to do is Google Internet Money and seeing where they came from in 2016 fucking blows my mind, because obviously Taz was doing the internet thing and he was killing the internet things, and then of course, you know, last year he went over into the industry 100%, and I'm super fucking impressed with, like, it's just this like ship that has been navigated in the right direction. I you know, it blows me away, man. I think that the thing that I'd like to see more from internet money, and I know they're already, you know, it's called internet money. They're on the fucking internet. They are part of the internet community. I want to see more of them in the internet though, because the industry thing, I know that they're doing, and I know that Nick Mir is producing fucking multi-platinum records, this guy's super fucking young. I want to see them dominate even more though, like, because they've already dominated so much that, like, to the point that I'm in awe. I'm studying their content. I wanna see more of them, man. I want to see them every day on my Instagram feed.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. You know, I'm always constantly watching everything that they do, and you know, Nick Mir is a big influence. Internet money in general is a big influence. They really kicked the door open on, you know, internet producers and kind of made it like, okay, you know what, like, fuck industry producers. Check out what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, and still to this day, I feel like they have so many hit records and stuff. And, you know, they've worked with all these big name rappers, but yet they're still putting out kits. They're still doing tutorials, you know, everything else on YouTube. And it's like, why do you still need to be doing that? And that just shows their dedication to their name of internet. You know, they're not gonna, you know, stop doing what they're doing.
Yeah. And also you can see that they love it, right? You know, it's a team. And I also think that that's something that not many people do.
Yeah.
So just like how I have people uploading beats to my website, got 2 or 3 people. I know from what I've experienced, and also paying other people to do my mixes, for example, or paying other people to just simply make my videos so that I can have more time for myself. I can understand that definitely, you know, well, I mean, fucking 100% of their success, bro, is because they had a team together.
Exactly. Like-minded individuals.
Yeah, bro. And you know, and with a team, you have people that play different parts. Taz is, you know, he's the guy. He's got the driver's hat on, right? You know, he's guiding the ship. Then you got all, you know, Nick Mirror's doing his thing.
Everybody's just pulling their weight. You know, everybody's pulling their weight. Everybody's doing their thing, and you know, and it's a cool process because it's hard to find a team like that. It's hard to find people that all work well together and pull their own weight in. And I've kind of always been against teams. You know, not necessarily like I like having a group of people, a collective of people that, you know, all work together and, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, they're kind of like the first ones since like 808 Mafia, you know what I mean? Like producer wise, that's actually managed to just like fucking, you know, but they did it totally different than what 808 Mafia was. Just like they happened to be in the right place and meet the right people in Atlanta. You know what I mean? And get on board with that whole, you know, Gucci scene, Waka Flocka, all that shit. And it was always very intriguing then to me too. You know, it's like, man, everybody wanted to be. I still see producers to this day with 808 Mafia in their beat titles or whatever. Like, you know,
think they're dying out?
I don't think they're necessarily dying out, but I feel they did have to make some changes. Like, I did like how they brought on a bunch of new producers over time, you know, younger producers that were a little bit more, you know, up to speed with the current genres and stuff like that. And that just comes back again to like, you know, because they had an innovative sound. You know, they kind of invented that whole 2010 to 2013 trap scene. And it's kind of like, you know, when do you take a step back and be like, okay, we did create this sound, but now we need to like shift gears to, you know, cater to the new age music. And that's what I'm curious. Like, I feel like internet money will always be like that, no matter what. You know, don't get me wrong. Nick Mir has a pretty innovative sound. I mean, the whole Juice WRLD sound is kind of put a big wave into the producer community where people are using more guitars in their stuff, the whole emo rap stuff, you know. So I just wonder, like, I feel like internet money can continue to, you know, adjust and to adapt to what the music industry needs and what it's going to be. But I feel like 808 Mafia didn't do that very well. So I don't feel like they died, but I feel like they did kind of fall off a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's kind of key to this business, man. Like, I hear people all the time, it's like, why don't you just kind of like, you know, make your own sound? It's like, I do. I have my own sound, but you have to dip into what's relevant still, you know, and mix that with your sound in order to be. You can't be so far left that the industry's like, whoa, ow, I don't want to touch that right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a little too far out there. Like, we need a little bit more, you know, what's relevant plus your sound. And
yeah,
you know, see,
so
there's people in here. Yeah, Metro is Metro. TM88 is fire. Yeah, I agree. You know, and all them, I still look up to all them. Honestly, I started making beats because of the Waka Flocka album. You know,
wow.
I was intrigued by, because I played heavy metal, like death metal shit. You know, and there was something about that vibe that when I first heard trap music, like Waka Flocka and Gucci and them, it kind of gave me that same vibe as my metal stuff. So yes, it was very intriguing, you know, and it had a big influence on me. Big influence.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
So I was gonna fucking ask you a question, but I can't remember what the fuck it was.
I'm sorry. I talk too much.
No, it's all good. It's all good. These jewel pods have got me got me waved, man.
We could talk about jewel pods. That's another interesting business. The jewel pods business.
Bro, no, jewel pods are a good thing, man. I think that they can fucking cheapen the price, though. They said that shit was going to be cheaper than smoking. It's not, bro.
Oh,
they give you 4 pods for a tenner.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like $18 over here. You know, 4 pods. But like I said, I'd rather be smoking this than, you know. 13 plus producers, any of them have their own year. Also, we could have a 5-year run. I think internet money's going to have a way longer than a 5-year run. You know, well,
this is what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
What pisses you off about the community at the moment?
Oh man, that's a broad ass question. There's a lot. You know, oh man, I have no idea.
What's the thing that see? This is the reason I ask that question is because I get easily frustrated.
Okay, here's one. And this is probably going to piss people off a little bit, but I don't care. Is the people that are helping other people sell beats that make a majority of their money from selling services that don't even, like, the people that wouldn't really survive just selling beats if they didn't sell services.
I completely agree with that. I agree with that.
That's kind of my like biggest thing. Everywhere. I see it on Facebook. I see it on Instagram. You know, I'm not
like they're unqualified.
I don't necessarily feel that they're unqualified, but to sit here and say that, you know, I make a living off of beats, and you know, when truly you make more money off of, you know, selling services and shit like that. Yeah, it's a little bit misleading. You know, not doubting their information. A lot of these people give great information, even though it's a lot of regurgitated bullshit that, you know, that they've heard and stuff like that. But
I agree with that. Another thing that pisses me off is the resold verses thing. Oh. Because I speak to a lot of artists and I see a lot of songs on YouTube or SoundCloud that. And this is the thing, is that I speak to artists that believe that they're getting a verse from someone. And the amount of hope that an artist has, oh, fuck, I just got this verse from this person. My life's about to change. This person sold it to me. I actually see a lot more of it than I ever have done in 2018. You know, I saw dots of it, like, you have an opportunity to work this person, blah, 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 blah. And I see it even more, even from producers now. More so than just artists that claim that they have a verse from Gucci Mane, or they have a verse from, you know, someone big like 21 Savage, or whatever the case may be. I've seen them within the past 6 months, and they're touching on what you brought up about misleading information. There's misleading products as well, and people are selling them for a lot of money. Yeah. And there's just so much fucking, because it's an unregulated community. Mm-hmm. It's not as if you can go and fucking say, I mean, you could go and, you know, to a police person if you wanted to. It would never fucking go through. There's just so much shit on social media at the moment that to the point that I feel super sorry for the people that are buying these products and services, because you know how, you know, people get hopeful, bro. When you get a message from someone, hey, I got this opportunity, and then it falls through the floor. You feel shit, bro. And there's a lot of that at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's definitely a lot of I see a lot of artists too that are trying to take shortcuts on whether it be buying like, Instagram followers and, stuff like that. That's another big one that I see a lot that kind of drives me crazy. It's like, don't take shortcuts. Shortcuts do nothing but hurt you in the long run, and that's one thing that really drives me crazy is the whole shortcut thing. So.
Yeah. What shortcuts do you see people taking?
Literally, like, instead of just building a legit following and genuine following and stuff, they pay these people that are, I'm sure you get it all the time. You want to help your Instagram following get bigger, like I'll do it for like $20 and blah blah.
I see people
and then,
charging more than that, man. I had someone hit me up, for $500 worth of retargeting adverts without the ad spend, and that's fair enough. Like, if you're a qualified advertiser, you know what you're doing, you're going to change my results. But
see, like, I'm big on like the Say Cheese TV thing. I don't know if, or Say Cheese Promotions or whatever. I don't know if you've ever checked them out, but they're kind of like a new Instagram page that's offering artists spotlight stuff, and they get really good engagement, and they put artists out in the spotlight. And I feel like more companies are going to start coming out like this. This is honestly, excuse me, this is honestly I was drinking beer last night. I got worse indigestion. But there's definitely a lot more of these companies that are coming out, and it sucks because there's a lot of them that are actually delivering the numbers, even though they're fake numbers, because I actually dealt with an artist not too long ago. He was like, look, man, my Instagram's growing, and I went and looked at it, and it's like all these weird ass names and people from foreign countries just bought accounts in general, and it's like, bro, I don't think you realize what you have just done. Like, hopefully this doesn't kill you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed there's somebody like Chris Mega just said, Say Cheese has been deleted before, on Instagram, and there's actually been somebody going around like emailing people from Say, like, trying to represent themselves as Say Cheese for interviews and stuff.
Bro, I've also seen as well, this has been a major scam that's been going through. I know, probably 60% of people that are watching this have fucking probably had an email from one of them. But someone pretending to be a manager or an A&R from Warner or Atlantic, and they're like, hey, for $600 a month, I'll provide you this. I actually see people falling for it as well, unfortunately. And it's just another pile of shits on top of what is already a large pile of fucking shits, right? That people, it's just a dirty economy. You're putting your money, you may as well go and flushed it down the toilet or have thrown it out the window, because these opportunities that people are providing to you are so fucking illegitimate. And I literally know someone that spent $600, 16-year-old guy. Doesn't have much money, trying to get a job. Congratulations, bro. You just spent $600 and didn't get anything back in return. So there's a lot of that going around as well. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, sorry, I'm trying to catch up on some of these comments as well.
Yeah.
But I've gotten emails like that. It's like, bro, I was checking out your music. I'm a representative from blah blah blah. Your raps are awesome, and it's like, my raps? What? I don't even fucking rap, bro. Like, But
what can we give to people for content creation? All right. What can we give? What can we give marketing wise? Because you're good at marketing. You
be yourself. God damn it, be yourself. I see a lot of people that create content nowadays where, they go to like or they're putting on like fake jewelry or, renting cars and, and it's not just rappers, it's producers too, and
yeah.
If you know me, like I drive a Ford pickup truck and I have a Ford car. Like, I'm not whipping Mercedes. I'm not living in a mansion, any of that. Just be yourself. Like my story, like my content story of, working for McDonald's and living in a 1-bedroom apartment to owning my own home, paid off vehicles, being able to pay my bills off music. No, I'm not rich or anything, but, that's something I feel, just being yourself when it comes to content, putting yourself out there. Don't be afraid to show your talents, behind the scenes things. That goes for artists as well. Like, I see a lot of artists that just want to post, stuff of like the shows and, you know, pictures of them in the studio, which the studio pictures are straight, but I really love the content of like behind the scenes, seeing your personal self, you know, because when you're building a brand as an artist, you want people to fall in love with not only your music, but with you. You are the brand. Your face is the brand.
That's exactly it, man. And this is the dumbest thing that producers do as well. Is they're like, oh, I'm going to post 48 fucking videos on Instagram of my beat videos. Dumbest shit ever. I always say this, right? It's you first. As you said, it's you first. People buy you first and your product second, your music second, especially in the entertainment industry, right? People go and watch Leonardo DiCaprio movies because Leonardo DiCaprio is in the movie. It doesn't matter if it was whack, right? People will go and listen to a Lil Yachty song that is fucking trash, right? No hate on Lil Yachty. Some of his music I love, some of it is trash, right? And people will go and take action on that, and because it's him, not necessarily his music. And it's the same thing for your social media. The biggest mistake that producers make with their content strategies on Instagram is, hey, I'm going to upload another beat video and hopefully someone will buy it. But at the end of the day, like, people reciprocate and do business with your business because ultimately it's you that's running it.
Exactly.
It's not as if it's Coca-Cola, right? Where you have tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of employees internationally, right? And you're buying the product because it's the product and it tastes good, etc., etc. In the entertainment industry, and more specifically on internet beat selling, people are buying you first, especially when you're pushing out content that is helping others out. You know, look at Kato, look at Superstar O, look at Gummy, look at yourself. You're putting content out there that is first and foremost giving back to people. That's going to get them interested in you. Oh, this guy also makes beats. Maybe I should go and listen to his beats because I was just on his Instagram page. And then it just so happens that they like one of your beats. And then you create a relationship and a transaction as a result of that. And this is even bigger for artists as well. I believe that artists should stop fucking spamming links into DMs. That's still going on in 2019, believe it or not. And there's still artists that are just posting SoundCloud covers. There are still artists that are just posting, you know, them in the studio. This shit is boring, man.
Yeah, so boring. It is. And you know, it's cool too because another thing that I really enjoy. Have you ever like listen to somebody that maybe you didn't really care for their music too much, but then kind of saw like a behind the scenes interview and just saw how genuine of a person they are or how cool they were or where they come from, and it make you kind of understand their music a little bit more and why they do what they do and who they are. And it made me appreciate their music a little more. And that's why I try to preach to artists. Like I saw this cool thing. It was like the 3 stages of artists. It's like on stage, behind the curtain, and then behind the scenes. Like you show yourself on the stage, you show yourself in the studio, and then maybe some like family pics or whatever of like you and your kids or spending time with your family. And I feel like that kind of pulls on people's hearts a little bit. Like, damn, not only is he an artist, but he's a good, genuine dude. You know what I mean? Like he's just an awesome guy, and I respect him for that. And it makes me understand why he writes what he writes and puts out what he puts out.
J. Cole's a good example of that.
Yes, indeed.
J. Cole.
Indeed.
Who else is there? You know.
Oh, I can go on and on. Like
Post Malone.
I wasn't really big on like XXX, you know, until I was watching interviews and just kind of seeing the person that he was and the struggles he went through and stuff like that. And it made me just kind of understand a little bit more. And I think it's key that artists kind of put that information out there. I'm not saying go out there and put your whole fucking business and family and life and everything out there, but you know,
I remember that was a problem a couple years ago when you'd be scrolling through Facebook and it would just be personal bullshit.
Yeah, a whole bunch of personal stuff, but
yeah, shit that no one really cares about. Unfortunately,
exactly. You know? Like you keep it somewhat relevant, you know, to the music, but at the same time, like don't be afraid to let people in on why you do what you do and tell a story of why it is you write the music that you do. You know? Yeah, bro. And also this applies to producers as well. You guys need to be putting videos out of yourself. Like, how do you interact in the real world? Like, I try to live stream as much as my personal life as possible. So I'll do a fucking live stream with my flatmate just because it shows more of myself. I'll Snapchat that my friend from fucking up in the north of the UK came and stayed down here. I'll Snapchat that I made, I made a Christmas pudding, right?
and it was like a Christmas pudding for one person, right? And I thought the shit looked sad. I thought it, you know, it looked like a sad Christmas pudding. So I fucking Snapchatted it, bro. Like it's the dumbest piece of content that you can ever watch. But I try, like, social media, as Gary Vaynerchuk said, should be a lens onto your life. Like, if you could have someone filming you 24/7 like the Kardashians, then that would do you fucking wonders for your marketing. Because even if 50% of the people that are watching it absolutely fucking hate your guts, the other 50% will be truly in love with yourself, your personality, the things that you get up to, all of that stuff. And yeah, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I switched up. I got a little hot. Had to take my sweater off. Shout out to Adam Ivy for the Just Be Authentic. Love your clothing, man. Another one. I feel like
Adam Ivy.
Yeah, I feel like we should start getting a little bit more some sponsors for this, man. You know,
yeah,
especially from Splice today. God damn it, the Splice,
yeah, fucking hell,
the
man.
Splice conversation. So
maybe we should send this into Splice.
Like, hey, check this out. We really like helped you guys out, you know.
Yeah, we really fucking helped you out. I think you should here's my PayPal email.
Yeah.
Send us a quick 500.
Lifetime memberships. How about
that? Yeah. I think should we do a Q&A for people?
Yeah, why not? If anybody's got any questions, we're gonna be wrapping this up here soon, so I figure we finish this up with some Q&As. I know I got some mixing orders to take care of. I got studio sessions this afternoon. I'm busy man today. Busy man.
So, let's get some questions in here.
Yeah. Chris Mecca, been screaming this for 5 years.
The man's been screaming, man.
I love Chris Mecca. He's another one I want to interview because, like, back in the day, he was, you know, he was in XXL magazine, and the SoundClick days. He was just like,
SoundClick, yeah,
super hardcore in this. I looked up to Chris Mecca. Funny story is Chris Mecca one time he was doing this like live beat critique shit. And when I was just starting out, and you know, I sent him one of my beats, and he opened it up and listened to it, and just like ripped me a new asshole all live in front of like all kinds of people. And I was like, oh man, fuck you, Chris. Like, I was still a big. And now today we work together, and it's so cool as shit because I used to look up to him. You know.
Fuck you know.
Well, I guess no one wants to ask anything.
Yeah, why aren't you asking anything, man? Ask some questions.
This has been fun, man. I'm glad we finally got. I know we've been trying to plan this for a minute now, but with both of our schedules and shit.
No, it's good, man. My math skills finally caught up with it. Trying to figure out that time difference.
I figured it'd be easier on you too. I know we were supposed to do it a little later, but
no, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Why is no one asking a question though, man? Are you? We've
probably covered a lot of stuff. I mean, we really kind of opened the eyes, you know, to some people today about, you know, just kind of content creation, being yourself. And, you know, I feel like we've put out enough gems, and I'm going to leave this video up. So anybody that asks questions, I will definitely be responding, you know, in the comments and stuff like that, or feel free to message me. I don't know how DSB feels about you messaging him.
Yeah,
you know?
Hit my inbox up, bro.
Yeah. I send you some beats to rap on.
Yeah,
Jay
man.
Ford,
Spam
definitely.
me some links while you're at it as well.
Yeah. Send me some beats, and I will destroy them with my awful rap skills. Actually, I'm not bad at rapping. I just have a hard time like writing shit.
Really?
Yes, like
go onto Lyric Generator on Google.
Lyric Generator, is that a thing? Really?
Yeah, man. I remember using that back when I was like 12.
That's funny.
I was like, I just couldn't be asked because, you know, instant gratification, all that shit. I was like, fuck it, I don't even give a fuck. It was terrible.
Yeah.
You have to put like verbs and adverbs and all of that fuck into it. But yeah, man.
That's crazy. I'll definitely have to look that up. All right. Well,
yeah, man.
I guess since people aren't asking questions, this is a dope little podcast, and
yes,
appreciate your time. I know you're a busy ass motherfucker. At 18
you're
18 now, right?
I'm 19 in March.
19 in March, man. I remember. I think when I first met you, I think you were like 16.
I was a 16-year-old man.
It's crazy to see how far you've come in like 2 years, you know, and I know you're definitely going to go a lot farther. And when you turn 21, we got to definitely meet up somewhere and have a beer together.
Thank you, man.
When you're old enough to have a drink.
You guys need to come over to the UK and fuck some shit up. You can be 18 here and have a drink.
Can you? Oh hell!
Yeah,
I'm so glad
man.
I didn't grow up in the UK, man. That'd have been really bad. But no, man, that would definitely be awesome. I appreciate everybody coming to hang out.
Yes.
Definitely keep your eyes and ears open. Y'all go follow DSBbeats. And yeah, appreciate everybody hanging out. Deuces.
Boom.